First of all, I just want to say thank you, God. I have to, I'm listening to these perps tell me how they are at war. I just uploaded a video where you hear the testimony of a woman, genitals being burnt, right? And to hear this trash saying they are at war, and like, this is part of your war. They're not at war. Unfortunately, we're just test subjects, and they do whatever trickery and deceptive tactics in order to break you down. If anything, I'll consider what they're in is a war with reality. And I'm somebody who's not acceptive of any of this manipulation. And this is why I make these videos, because I know this purpose. They want to stay in character. And they want to hold on something that helps them keep this acting and this performance, as one have said, going. They want to make themselves believe that they're this kind of fierce femme fatale. The truth is, you just heard what they do to women and children. They torture them. These people are the trash that will get theirs when we will not. Today's not the day, perhaps, but the day will come. Everything has its time. This cowardly life and I'm just thankful that I was able to actually capture one of these people and how you should see them. For me, we're talking about people of that nature. To telling you how they are at war. I mean, they come in all shape and form. Some of them are just, if I could show you some of these people and how pathetic it is. Imagine somebody just there in the hallway say, oh, we are at war, just like that. You understand? It's just nasty. So let me just calmly speak. First of all, let me just say thank you, God. My videos now is a video where I start off with appreciating God. Thank you for giving me the strength to see things for what they are. I know how hard it would have been if I didn't have these validations, humiliations that these people have to now try to counter. Thankfully, I made videos so long ago in comparison to now that validates what they do to me today or after I started making these videos. Memory manipulation has been something they've been doing non-stop. I have hundreds of videos about it. And to me, it's just like, you're going to make me look like a prophet. You're going to. Because they go into this la-la land of fantasy of things they can put together, the way they can try to make me accepting of this. I was like, I'm never identifying. You sound like an idiot. Because not only I bring up what you try to make me experience, then I bring up this. It's like, oh, you guys are not manipulating my brain, right? You who torture children and women, you who do. It's humiliating. And and on top of that, the same people tell me how they're gonna perform. They're gonna frame me, saying that I raped a child here. So these are the people in your brain, right? Telling you, we're gonna frame you, but this is true. This is a real memory. We did this, we mapped this, but hey, we're gonna frame you too. I pray that anybody involved in this program, and this is when they start saying they are at war, live this long life of this humiliating trash, being humiliated in ways that's so magical that it's just so, I'm so thankful. If they, like for me now, it's just like capturing them in person and just showing them, look at these people. You see how dumbed down they have to be. The storylines, the ways they put in story, while telling you they will frame you. This kid is gonna pretend like you raped her. She's gonna perform. But yes, I know. People who do what you do would do that. That's why when you manipulate me and I recognize me, and then you try to now believe us, like, yeah, okay, yeah. Like, first of all, I know me. I know that it's manipulation. But on top of that, you add this to help me see you and see this manipulation more as a manipulation. But the way you even tell me that you're going to frame me, you clown. There's this memory manipulation they've been playing with. And I made a video a few times, but there's been I couldn't find the same video. So I had to make another one not too long ago. And I'm going through this video, right? And I'm explaining, okay, this is how they want me to perceive this memory, right? And I'm talking, and because they want you to accept these false memories, what they do, they try to create like anxieties. it's like part of this psychological manipulation where they make you experience this thing, and then they make aggressive noises to make you, oh my God, we just saw that. So you start identifying with this false memory. For example, this is what happens here. I'm making this video. I'm glad that they happened. I appreciate them making the videos that they so I appreciate them they tell me how they're gonna, I appreciate them making the noise campaign while making videos. To counter what I was saying, they tell me that they're gonna film me when I'm gonna be tortured and raped. This is the way they get validated. Okay. I'm thankful that this is what you need to feel validated. That me being tortured is validation that you're not manipulating my memories. But listen to this. This is me, and the reason why they say this is because it's just obvious that they're doing what they're doing. And so they go back to what's going to happen to me, which is torture. It's like, yes, I will be tortured by the same people torturing children and women this way. So God give me strength for whatever torture I go through. But thank you. First of all, that I'm not involved in this program. These people are some of the most unimpressive human beings involved in this. They come in all shape or form, and it doesn't take much to be involved in that. But this thought process. So I'm talking about in this video this memory that they've changed into something else. Look at here. And they have this thought process manipulated to make me think that this makes sense. This is what this memory that I've mentioned multiple times, but unfortunately did not title the videos of those to be specific to this memory. This is me early 20s or so. I'm with my mother. I go see a... So you're gonna hear a loud noise as I describe what they try to change in my brain. The reason why they're gonna do that is because they try to box in this manipulation. They want me to be identified to this memory manipulation, and I'm describing what they're changing, how they're changing things. Not a friend or family, but my mother had like some concern about certain things. This guy is a military. You hear that? That loud boom. It's because I was about to express what, and as I was trying to speak about what they're changing, they were making me experience this false version of my memories. Right? It's this kind of psychological manipulation in games they play. Right? Because what's happening is, and as I mentioned this, in 2020, before they even met, they every time it's just looking, okay, what can we change? They live life, these perps, in this war, going through memories and changing them and seeing where there's a black little girl, wherever there's kids, period, right? But when it's black little girls, like, oh, that's real though. And see how they can change it and make me experience it in a different fashion. And whatever they can find, they just change it. So me, before they've even tried to change this specific thing I'm talking about here, a few years before, I'm making a video saying this, right? And this is why I'm telling you, they made me feel like a prophet, but it's not. I'm not a prophet. I'm just saying what they do. And I'm glad that they do these things, because when the day comes and we see each other and they play this game and they see my responses, they better not be shocked. Now, this is in 2020. And this is what I'm saying.
Yes, you have that memory, but the perception changes in that memory. And sensations are added to it. It's just so weird to even try to explain something like that, because it does feel so, so abnormal. But adding sensations, feelings, perceptions of things you weren't feeling, just to also create this narrative in this persona. And this really, is to the point where you don't even want to fall for any of your memories. It's all about deception.
So I'm saying this in 2020. At that point, they play with my memories, but so many more have been manipulated. So much of it, more. But this is what I said before. So many of that is happening now, or not too long ago, or maybe a year ago, of them changing memories, right? And they made very consistent. So now this makes me look very profity, right? The truth is that's what I was experiencing then, and they even made it worse, right? So I'm saying that as a target individual, I'm because they can pipe in these voices, which is V2K. They're saying things, you're gonna be abused, you're gonna be tortured, because what I'm just saying indicates a clear pattern that there is some kind of manipulation, my memory manipulation, that is happening. Because if I was saying that before, and there's more of it, and it's exactly what I'm describing here, it shows that I'm validating that way. Not only I'm saying that so long ago, today you're doing the same thing. Was I planning that this was going to be changed this way? No, because I know these people are looking for what else they can manipulate. Now, this memory manipulation I was talking about is about when I was in my early 20s, right? I remember going to see my mother, some foreign country. She had a problem with this guy in the military. We were supposed to go talk to him because there was a business issue. His business was close to my mother's business. And we were asking if he could do something to, to change that. So we go to see him, right? This is somebody who's somehow influenced. We go to his place. He's in the living room with his little girl, this little dark-skinned little black girl, which is like, that's true. This little baby, he's reading to a very wholesome thing. And he's like, hey, can you please go in your room? I'm going to talk to this visitor. Oh, this baby just get out of the chair. She walks. Very adorable. She just walk away. And me and my mother look, I was like, oh, this. And now, even me saying that, they have to manipulate something. Because today, of course, the reaction I will have will be the reaction they can make me experience, because they can create the design reaction they want me to have, the design emotion they want me to have. This is what this technology can do. Now, I can express this, and I will continuously express that, because this bottom fears still want you to identify with this. At this point, it's over. They are locking in this retardation, and they have to, but I will refuse them to let them live the fantasy. So they're going to do things to me, knowing that this man never identified with this. He knew that you guys are literally making him experience this emotion. And you hear these perps in whatever fashion to try to encourage, like, go away, live, you're gonna go. I'd rather be tortured in every way than being involved in what I'm saying. Because now, the memory of how this little baby was walking, they give me this stimulation, sensation that today they make me experience, because they can design my brain to have these emotions, these reactions. Since August 19, 2019, by the way, before finding it, August 19, 2019, that's when my thought process completely started being manipulated. That says that I was no longer in control of my thoughts, my brain, my emotions, everything was being manipulated. I was no longer myself. I was being manipulated. My emotion, my thought process, everything was being manipulated. And I wrote letters describing what was happening to me to like media outlets, thinking this is only happening to me, or that needs to be, or people need to be aware of it, not knowing that there's a whole thing already going on. Target individual was a thing going on for the decades and decades before even I became a target individual. So I wrote this letter, once again, showing how much of a prophet, which is not a prophet, is because I was just describing I was describing what was happening to me, strictly describing what was happening to me. And when I'm describing what was happening to me, this is what I'm saying.
The best thing I should do is to kill. It's being manipulated, and I'm having issues processing and controlling my brain. Reaction. And not the figment of my imagination. Since that day, my mind has not been the same.
Since that day, which is August 19, 2019, my mind has not been the same.
Feels as my brain is being manipulated, and I'm having issues processing and controlling my brain.
You hear that? Since that day, I have problem thinking the same way. I'm not thinking the same way.
Reaction, and it feels like I have no control.
And my brain reaction, let me just go a little bit.
Mind has not been the same. Feels as my brain is being manipulated, and I'm having issues processing and controlling my brain. Reaction, and
having problem controlling my brain reactions.
Feels like I have no control of my brain. I'm unable to think like I used to, and I feel like my brain has been submerged with horrible images. I'm unable to articulate everything that is going on in my brain, but I know everybody around me is aware of what's been done to me and are participating in it. I know what I'm saying is quite unbelievable, needs to be told, or I should at least attempt to tell it. To be clear, I'm saying my brain was hacked, meaning whoever did it is able to read my mind, manipulate my brain, and let other access it.
Understand? Manipulate my brain and let other people access it. Now, at this point, I know about being a target individual. I've found out there's many other people like me. So I'm not the only one going through these horrible things. There's men, women, and children. And during the 2020 TI day, I was there saying the same thing. This is impacting men, women, and children all around the world. And there's people like him.
Designed to interact with the human nervous system.
Describing.
Designed to interact with the
this weapon.
Human nervous system. In order to remotely pick up on someone's neural network or EEG, and not only receive that and monitor it, but manipulate it and place it back into the victim to control their emotions or control their actions or bodily functions, for that matter. The other more recent term we have for that is EEG heterodyning or EEG cloning. The difference between EEG heterodyning and EEG cloning would be, let's say, me remotely receiving your EEG and then duplicating it and putting that in another person to give them your same thoughts or feelings or physical reactions. EEG heterodyning would be receiving your EEG, manipulating it to put it back inside your head to give us a desired physical reaction or emotional reaction.
The desired physical or emotional reaction. Remember when I was saying brain reaction can control them. It's just I'm being experiencing things that I'm not controlling myself. I'm experiencing reaction that I will not experience naturally, organically. It's being manipulated. They haven't been the same since August 19, 2019. That's what I was saying. I didn't know about this thing that could be done to us. Now, going back to this false memory, right? They are putting this nasty, they can manipulate the memories big time. And I've been saying that since 2020. So now they're making me experience this reaction and stimulation that make me have today when I see little kids, especially little black girls. It's like, now we mapped it to you as a kid. The reaction you have today is you as a kid. No, is what you're making me experience. You are manipulating my brain to experience this, because this technology has the ability to do this. So now the game is like, okay, the storylines, they can create this thought process, is just the stupidity of it all. They're like, okay, no, because my mother, my family member are involved in my targeting. But it started after I started working for this employer. My first employer, and the truth is my only employer, put me in this program. That was, in the 2014, 15 or so, around that time. They're the reason why I'm dying. They're the reason why this is happening to me. This employer, very conservative, very influenceable, and really is finding the facade that this purpose I try to present themselves as is just is comical, especially knowing who put me in this program. They really, I think, trying to make it seem like they didn't put me in this program, but somehow this five fatale people who happen to be involved in the program where they burn genitals. If you see my last video, you see this woman talk about how her genital is being burned, but she's not the only one. There's a lot of target individuals as women who are being tortured sexually, and a lot of burns to the genitals and other places is what's happening to them. So when I hear this trash saying that burns, like, I'd rather burn like this woman that you guys are burning than live life not being burned and living a healthy life like you, trash ass. I hear finding ways to manipulate memories and create a false reality. Death comes to all of us. I would rather die in hell than live in this fucking disgusting life that you live in. Be a cowardly life that can torture somebody in their sweatpants. You are in your sweatpants, in this most comfortable, in your flip-flop, in your house shoes. Destroying these people's life, my life, everybody, and then play this fan fatale when you're trash who came and say Roy Moore. Clown ass. while working for governmental entities that have problem pedophilia. You heard that. Now they falsify these memories. This memory now is falsifying, but now they add like storylines. No, because my mother is involved. You're gonna hear family members are involved in this program. Now I don't think that time is before I was put in this program, but my brain, as you can know, they ravage your memories. Your memories are eroded, and so they can play with you, with your memories. I don't. My memories are no longer something I trust anymore because I know they're just destroying them. And so I feel like this is before I started working at this place. And so that means that was just a regular day. Now they can make me confuse myself. Like maybe, I don't think it's true, but my brain at this point, my memory, I don't trust my memories because they're eroding away. And so they're like, no, but you know what happened there? There was a test. They wanted to see how you're going to see when you look at this. Like, now every time there's like a child, like, no, because the child was there, it's because they wanted to see how you're going to react. The truth is most likely not the case. But regardless, it doesn't change the fact that I know I didn't experience this reaction that you make me experience today. My reaction was not the reaction that I'm having today because you're making me experience these reactions. But what you're doing, you put that in my memories. And they're like, no, maybe you didn't feel like that, but there was something there, there's something there, something. Do you understand? They're like, no, there's something there, you didn't feel like that. And as I'm speaking about it, they're giving me stimulation as I'm speaking about it to overlay this to my memories. Yes, there's nothing there, but you are changing my memories to that. And the way they try to make me think is like, you didn't really feel it like that, but it was there somewhere. We just kind of brought it up. Trash ass. These pedophiles are renowned to rewire the brain in these disgusting ways. This is what they do. They rewire the thought process. Once they start popping in voices, things start happening to your brain.
Pipe voices into an individual, okay? And once you can do that, you can control them using neuro-linguistic programming techniques. You're rewiring their thought processes and brains. And so this gets into what's called offensive information warfare. And they used it, I believe, in the Gulf War to tell the enemy at that time, lay down your guns, this is all that. And it worked pretty well because hearing voices which have no direction or sound, you have to assume that it's some spiritual entity. So it works pretty well. And then, I don't know if I'm going to get into this, but there's something called hyper game theory. How do you, they want to see if they can manipulate people to do things that are irrational, but also walk them to their death. And so you can call it a eugenics program. And they need to sample all cultures, language throughout the world to define the probability matrices of which tricks, techniques, deception works. So how do you
understand? So not only they just manipulate, and then they try to find ways, deceiving ways and trickeries to get to accept whatever bullshit they create. So for me, I know none of this was experienced, but my memories have been manipulated. And they're like, no, but when you were a child, you could feel this way. But then they try to put that in my adulthood. And it's like, no, there was that little something that you felt when you were a child there, but you didn't know it was there. And they're changing these things. And that's what we saw. And we mapped it. Trash us. Falsified memory. None of this nasty manipulation experience this way. They're just changing the sensation I experience, the reaction I experience, the perception I experience, and to put it in this pedophilia way that make me experience this nastiness. And then try to make you accept these things. When create some storylines and, oh, no, that was a test, we saw that. These people have no shame. And they're going to see the matrices of deceptive tactics utilized to try to see what ways you're going to be accepting of what's happening to you today. And so they're like, no, but when you were a kid, you felt like that. So maybe that you didn't know you felt like that little something. It's a bunch of trashy, falsified memory manipulations. They do the pedophilia type of torture. It is commonly done. This is not unique to me. Like I said, nothing is unique to me. I have accepted, understood that this is systematic. It's something they do to others. This is a procedure that have been done to others. When they do this, you can hear a woman like that say literally this.
What is referred to as malodorance. This is the alteration of the smell sensation so that I am often made to smell various things, including smoke, burning, dirty diaper, or baby powder, which they sometimes combine with the pedophilia type of torture, including the threat of friend.
You heard this word before, pedophilia type of torture. This is a torture they do. They literally do this thing, but it's not the only person. These minors, and they call mining because they're mining, they're finding in your brain and then bringing up. They do these things continuously to the point that this transgender woman said this thing. And I'm going to put it in slow motion so you can hear what she was trying to say.
It is dramatic. It's somebody trying to end my life. It's somebody trying to end who I am as a person. It's somebody trying to take over my mind, putting thoughts of pedophilia. This disgusting.
The word that she wanted to say was pedophilia.
Disgusting things. You saw where I was going with that first word. Disgusting things that I don't even want to talk about because it makes me sick. I don't even like those words in my mind. But it is what it is. So I have no choice now but to acknowledge that there are people in my surroundings or whatever they're doing. I don't know.
So there's a clear tactic that is pedophilia centric. There's a goal. There's a process that's pedophilia centric that's done to others. But in fact, so common that these kind of things are being said when surveying, like asking questions to target individuals and asking them what they experience, the symptoms of what they go through. This is what they.
This is a common breakdown tactic of belief systems and the human will. In no-touch torture, the techniques are more psychologically specialized for each target. Most common examples include homosexual targets that are forced with voices that are derogatory to their lifestyle and similar mental images. Almost all targets are forced to view child pornography in their minds. And vice.
Now, this basically says that when this person asks questions about the symptoms and what they go through to 1,000 or so target individual, almost all of them said they're forced to see child pornography in their mind. Now, this is the same people in your brain right now who manipulate your brain in these disgusting ways, wanting you to say no, but that time you feel so, and then make me what I'm thinking about it, put that thing that they're talking about to make me experience in my memory. As I said, this is the sensation they can make you experience. And by the way, that's the thing that they say that when I was a child I experienced, and put it back now as an adult and manipulate that memory. It is a lot of manipulation and deceptive tactics to get you to accept these false memories. And it's non-stop. And those are the same people involved in a program that will do these things to women and children. But listen to this woman say what she went through and what she's going through today.
Definitely felt like if I talk about what's happening to me, it seems that is a very real reality. All the capacities of the things that I faced. I just feeling some pretty general fear about my own safety. Because the government's burning the private parts of my body.
If you didn't hear the last part, she said because the government is burning the private part of my body. This is what she's in. This is what I'm in. And they do that to babies, to children as young as 4 years old. Those are the people in my brain wanting me to accept these false memories, which they manipulate. It's all so many. Today, they're going back and then changing things around and then going back. Like, that's that. And I was not being a prophet when I said that in 2020, knowing, thinking that this was going to happen, like the same, there'll be another one change. No, I was just expressing what was happening. Just like when I wrote that letter and said, I have not been thinking the same. My brain reactions are no longer the same. I didn't know that there's actually a technology which this man called the EEG cloning, EEG heterodyning, where they can not only access and monitor your brain network, but they manipulate it and put it back in your brain to make you experience the reaction they want you to have. I didn't know that this man, Robert Duncan, was saying that once they pipe in voices in your brain, they can start manipulating your thought process. They rewire your thought process, they rewire your brain, and they go through these matrices of deceptive and trickeries to make you accept whatever they want you to accept. I didn't know there was a whole surveying of target individuals saying, you know, almost all of them are saying they force them to hear, to imagine child porn in their brain. I didn't know there's a woman called Mariana who said that my brain is being rewired where I even smell things that are not around me, but when they make me smell baby powders, they start doing the pedophilia type of torture. And I know this is a falsified memories where they put this nasty simulation they make me have. And say that they initially got it when I was a child, and now they put this thing that they say that when I was a child expressed and put in this false memories. And it's like, now you're paid. You heard what they do to women. This woman's description of what happens to her genital is applied to to children too. 4-year-old kids get sexually tortured the same way, or the same type of torture. I will never let them subscribe to this manipulation. And they're like, no, but you pay what you did when you were in 8th grade. It's like, 8th grade. You sexually torture children like this. This woman said that you can hear a 4-year-old with Down syndrome experience some kind of sexual torture. This fake thing that I keep bringing up all the time. I will never identify with these false memories. I'm glad I was able to say whatever I need to say before the day comes I can't say it. And for this trash who deluded themselves and create this fantasy of reality, I will never let them do what they're supposed to be doing to me, living that fantasy. They're going to do what they do, knowing what they do, and what they're really part of. And I will never identify with any of this manipulation. So they can play these clowns as much as they can. They can make all the noise campaign you heard that just happened. And I will never identify with these manipulations.